Welcome to another edition of Coach Rodo's Winning Regardless. Today we're going to be talking about self-love. I guess the name of the title is "I Love Me Some Me," and why is self-love and self-confidence important in life and leadership? The reason I would say that why self-love and self-confidence is important in life and leadership is simple. Is if you don't love yourself, you can't love others and you can't love what you do. If you don't have self-confidence, it's hard for anybody to follow you, which is what a leader is. People follow leaders, and most of your leaders have confidence to know that things are going to work out, but they also have a self-love that gave them the confidence to be where they are, to be whatever it is in life that you need to be. You do need to have some confidence. You do need to have some self-love. The Marine Corps helped me shape my self-love and my self-worth. I mean, I always loved me some me. Even as a young kid, I loved me some me. Because to me, there was nothing better than living. It was, I remember hearing, the famous phrase that freedom is better than breathing, so I love to be free. And I hear all of these stories of, pardon me, of people harming themselves and that is a terrible, terrible tragedy. One that, no one should make fun of or talk ill about, nor will I, nor shall I. However, I just never felt that need to do that because I love me some me. I've always figured that, no matter what happens in my life, I'm a black man, I'm a business owner, I'm a coach, all of those things you have to love being. And in order to love being those, you have to love yourself. You have to have a confidence within yourself to know that, this is just me talking about me. I have a confidence in myself to understand that no matter what happens, I'm going to come out on top. Even if you think that I lost, because I love me so much, I have so much self-confidence in myself, I still see myself as a win. I won something out of that situation. Today, we played golf. Yeah, I didn't win because it was four of us, but I didn't come in last. I came in second, lost by 2 strokes, but again, didn't win, but I didn't lose because I love me some me, and my confidence level of loving me and knowing my self-worth is everything, because if you love yourself, good things tend to happen to you. There's nothing that anybody can do to tear you down. I remember when I was a youngin' in high school, man, there were people, if you said I was ugly, my saying was, you can't make me believe it. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe what you say about me. I never believed that I was a failure. I've been told that quite often. I was told that by people who supposed to love you, people who supposed to take care of you, but I didn't believe that about myself. I had to, I left that situation so that I could, I didn't really need praise, because getting praised in the black community is something that's not, too looked upon. Maybe now, but when I was coming up and when my dad and my uncles and all them was coming up, that and that really, that really didn't, you didn't hear that often. You really didn't hear if your dad or your parents loved you that often, because they did it more on actions more than words. You were always told that don't I do this for you? Don't I do that for you? Well, then I love you, and I guess that's where not hearing those words I developed a sense of telling it to myself. And it built if I love myself like I claim I do, then why am I doing things that are a detriment to this love? Why am I getting in trouble? And you love yourself. That's not love. Why are you, doubting yourself? Why are you like, not feeling confident in your situation? What is causing you to doubt the love for yourself? And that's what I had to look at when things like that came about, to the point where I would be like, motherfucker, you love yourself way too much to be sitting here wondering about that. You love yourself way too much to have self-doubt. You love yourself way too much to not have self-confidence. You love yourself way too much to not want to do for yourself or become what you think your possibility in life is. My self-love comes from my accomplishments and my failures. My self-confidence is the same way. My accomplishments and my failures. You have to love yourself to have the confidence to turn those failures into triumphs, because confidence comes from winning, but it can also come from losing, in the sense of, when you lose, what do you usually do? You try again. And then you try again and you try again until you win. I believe that you have to have a certain amount of self-love in order to even put yourself through those types of things, which was why it was easy for me to continue to work. I've been fired from 10, 11 jobs, other reasons why I have PTSD from my military and all of that stuff. But I didn't know it at that time. And that, when that happens, that can really mess with your self-love. That can really fuck with your confidence. And it did for a minute. But then, I had to pull my bootstraps up and remember that I have a family. There's no time for self-loathing. There's no time for self-pity. Only time for that self-confidence. Only time for that, I love me some me, and started a business where I could work for myself. Now I don't have to worry about being fired. I don't have to worry about, somebody telling me what to do. I tell people what to do, where to be, what time to be there. But it was only from that self-love and that self-confidence that I even was able to talk my wife into taking that leap of faith with me, to love me enough to trust me, to have the confidence in me to know that if you trust me, we're going to be fine. Because one thing that about loving yourself is, if you love yourself as much as I love me, and you confident in yourself as much as I'm confident in myself, you won't let yourself fail. It's not an option, because of the love that you have for yourself, the want to always be better than the person that you are today, to have the confidence to walk in that path to be better, because we all, some of us might walk around think that we're at the pinnacle. I could, I'm good now. I could just live the rest of my life and everything will be straight. And, but me, myself, I love myself so much that I want more. I think just when I think I have enough, I want more. I have the confidence to go out and try and get that more, try to get more. I have routines and habits that I do to prove my self-love and my self-worth, and to help groom my confidence. A habit that I've already discussed that I really have that really helps perpetuate my love for the day is I make up my bed every morning. To me, that's a self-love and a self-confident thing. And the simple fact is, this is the first step in taking care of me. I make up my bed, go into the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, make sure that my outfit is okay. I mean, everything that, one might think that they need to do to show that they love themselves. But at the same time, it always starts with the smallest of gestures that you do for yourself. Heck, I get massages because I need to once a month, because I'm learning this new thing of self-love, but also I forgot what the young kids call it, but I think they call it me time. The young my oldest son taught me that. He said, "Dad, I need some me time." I'm like, "Well, what is me time?" And I mean, once I started developing some me time, I even feel better. Feel more confident. If you take care of yourself mentally and physically, then that's showing yourself some love. It's infectious. The thing about a person who loves themselves is you always smile, you always happy. There's really nothing that can deter your day away from loving yourself, because you have that confidence in there's nothing that's gonna happen today that's gonna knock me off of my pole. I mean, self-worth is the foundation of happy life and of loving yourself. You have to find what is your self-worth to make you love yourself. I found my self-worth at an early age, and it was through confidence, because I wasn't afraid to do anything. And of course, you got people that take advantage of that when you were young, and then as I got older, I started to be able to tell the difference of self-confidence and loving myself. Okay, I have enough self-confidence and love for myself to tell y'all go fuck you. I'm not doing that, because for one, either I can get in trouble or get hurt, and two, that's taking away the love that I have for myself, because you have to love yourself in order to want to strive and do the right things in life. It's people who say that, they love themselves but go out and harm others. I don't understand that. That to me, that is an oxymoron. It can't be the case, because in order to love others or love yourself, I feel that if you do love yourself, then you automatically portray that love onto others. And then those others that you're around, they feel you're self-confident. And again, they start to feel the self-confidence that you have embedded in them, because just being around you puts a radiant light into other people. I mean, it's my friends all of the time, they make fun of me, and because I have a 90, 95, 99% win rate. That's how much I love myself. I'm not going to put myself in a situation that I don't have a 95 to 99% chance of it coming out of unscathed. That's because I love me. I don't want anything bad to happen to me. I don't want anything to make me make a choice to hurt me or to hurt my family. Because when we think of self-love, you have to think of those around you as well. You have to think of, I love myself enough to love them to not do stupid shit, to where that love can be taken away. And once that love is taken away, perhaps my love for myself can be taken away because of what I've done to that love. So what we have to do is we have to balance that shit. I balance my love for myself on a daily basis by making choices that'll, make sure that my wife and kids see how much I love myself, and in turn love them by the decisions that I made that day, the next day, or any day forward, or in the past, because you know, love is love is love, and self love is even better. You know, they say, you know, black love, whatever, all of this other love. I just, I, me love. You know, I mean, I got to start here first. I got to start here first because I can't have love for something else if I don't have that love for me. And I have to prove my love to me by my actions. I have to prove my love to me by my words. I have to prove my love for others by my actions and by my words. I have to prove my confidence by my actions and by my words. I mean, you know, I mean, shit, to do a goddamn podcast, it takes you, these people that do podcasts like it ain't nothing. These cats have some great self-confidence, because I'm not going to hold you up. The very first time I got on here and tried it, I was nervous as hell. I mean, I didn't, know if I was going to be rambling too much or, this, that, and the third. And now I'm to the point where I don't give a fuck if I'm rambling too much, because, either you're going to listen or you're not, but there's going to be some good gems in here for you to catch. And it's up to you to catch them and listen to them. But that all comes from, the love and the confidence that I have in myself, knowing that I'm somebody worth listening to. Because, again, you might be wrestling with the same shit that I wrestle with. Or one day you wrestling with something that I wrestled with a while ago, and it comes up and maybe you can handle it the same way that I handled it. We never know, So loving yourself and having self-confidence is a major part of having a happy life. And I think that we all really want to be happy in life. And to get there, start with loving yourself. Start with being confident. If whatever you find yourself struggling with, talk to your God, talk to what your mentor, talk to whatever it is. I talk to myself. Talk to whatever it is you need to help you gain that confidence and that feel of love to want to go out and conquer whatever that situation is. So, you might ask yourself, how does one find that confidence or that self-confidence or that self-love? Because, most of the time we spend our time beating ourselves up for our failures. You find some wins. Find, something that, you're otherwise happy that doing, where you feel like you're at your most productive in your life. You're the happiest with yourself in your life with what you're doing at this point in time. You might be a horrible reader, but you can write. I'm happy when I'm writing because it takes you to a place, that it takes you to an imaginary place. Yeah, I mean that you can find ways of loving yourself with what it is you love to do. A lot of the times we think we've failed because we're doing something that we don't like to do, and you haven't failed. It's just you haven't found what it is that you loved. It's just that you haven't found what it is that you're really good at to make you love yourself enough, to make you have that self-confidence to go out there and you're going to knock this out the park every time you do it, because it's something that you love to do. It's something that brings you a self-worth. It's something that brings you self-accomplishment, self-confidence, and it brings you self-love. We find love in whatever. If you have a group of friends, your friends can help you find self-love. I had friends of mine who, at a young age, that also helped shape me, because I found something. I was a great athlete. I started getting love from my younger friends when we were younger for being a good athlete. And, my confidence rose, and along with my confidence, so did my self-love. we all feel bad about ourselves when we can't, you know, I guess at 7 years old, learning how to swim was terrible. Learning how to terrible swimmer because I never done it before. So of course my self confidence was, did I love myself at that point in time? No, I did not. But I became a okay swimmer and then became a good swimmer. But that was only because I was around a group of kids and I didn't want to be that one kid that couldn't do it. And I just had the grew confidence from them, jumping in with them, got in with them, and started in the shallow end and eventually made it out to the deep end to where, I became a pretty good swimmer. So if you want to find your self love, if you want to find that self confidence, start out with what you love to do. Start out with what makes you happy. Start out with what you are confident in doing with. When you walk into that situation, immediately you're gonna come out on top. That's where we start at. And those little triumphs right there will create a love within yourself. Those little triumphs right there will create a confidence within yourself to move on and try, as they say, bigger and greater things. The Marine Corps helped, my experiences helped shape those because, you had to learn how to shoot. You had to learn how to take care of others. You had to learn how to do triage. You had to learn how to read maps. All things that you don't do in the neighborhood. You had to learn them. But not only did you have to learn them, but you had to become proficient at them. And I had at least the confidence in myself enough to try them. And when you fail, the thing about the Marine Corps is failure is not an option. You have to continue until you pass. We had every chance. I had every chance to hate myself because I failed quite a bit. But the Marine Corps also gave you a lot of wins to continue to love yourself because, again, physically, I was there. 3-mile run, no problem. 20 pull-ups, no problem. 40 sit-ups, no problem. 40 push-ups, no problem. Why? Because, again, I was a good athlete. I loved myself in those moments. I loved myself. I had that confidence because this shit ain't nothing. I do this in my sleep. But again, reading the maps, had a lot of failures. Was real good at shooting. That was not a problem. But, reading the maps, having to navigate, reading the compass, those things I had to gradually become good at. But it was the self-confidence that I had to know that I had conquered other things while I was in the Marine Corps that I know I can pick this up, to where I started studying a little longer. I started, getting lost on purpose and finding my way back. And, this is while I was out on Libo. So, the Marine Corps shaped my self-love and my confidence to a point where I felt invincible. It just solidified the type of person and the type of mentality that I had of I was going to win regardless because I love me. I'm confident. And whatever it was that I was failing at, I was confident enough and loved myself enough to know that eventually that shit, I'm going to pass it. It might not be when everybody else passes it, but I'm going to pass it. And not only did I pass it, but I became very proficient at it because I had the confidence to start to learn more. Give me different, navigational tools that I need to learn. Give me different grids that you want me to learn. Put us in different situations and let's see how we can come out. Throw me in the gas chamber and I throw me in the gas chamber with my mask off. I know I can do a minute. With no mask, a C4 breathing in, coming out with snot coming out your nose, tears and everything you can think of. But again, I had the confidence and the love of myself that was growing in me even more from all of my Marine Corps training, because the Marine Corps is all about that self-confidence and that self-love, because, we're the few and the proud, and you had to live by that. So my Marine Corps training and being in the Marine Corps didn't do it. It helped shape it, but it also made it stronger. It made it overflow, per se, you know. And the way that I celebrate, my own wins is I just talk to myself about them. I don't feel guilty about being a winner. I don't feel guilty about loving me. I don't feel guilty about having self-confidence. I don't think anybody should. You should always have a reason to love yourself. You should always have a reason to feel self-confident. Like today, again, I took second playing golf with my boys. My boy who always wins. He only beat me by 2 strokes this time, but he usually whoop us by. But you know what I'm saying? Well, 3 or 4, there's a few of them, but I won. To me, that I took second, didn't take last, and to the cat that be beating us, he only beat me by 2. Right there, my confidence went through the roof, because now I know I can play with this dude. I know I can beat this dude. My self-love comes from knowing that I did not fail just because he beat me. I had some triumphs in there. I had some holes where I tore him up. I had some holes where I tore the whole field up. So again, my love and my self-confidence came through even out of second place, even though, second place is first place loser, but do you have the confidence and the love of yourself to accept that? And I do, because I know the progress that was made in today's game, and I felt real good. I felt like I won. Although I didn't, and the scorecard didn't say that, me, because of some of the shots that I hit, some of the putts that I made, some of the weight that I put on him, pressuring him from coming back on him. I love the way I played today. I love me today, and I love my confidence level, and it was through the roof to where I wish we was playing another 18, because I was getting in my groove. Now I'm going to talk about how my self-love helps me bounce back from losses and setbacks, because I know I'm going to get another chance. My self-love allows me to come back from failures and setbacks, because I'm getting another chance, and I know what I did the first time was wrong, what I did wrong the first time, to where I might do something different wrong the second time, but I'm going to not do what I did wrong the first time the second time. So the third time when I take it, I'm not going to do what I did wrong the first and the second time. So therefore, I'm good after the third time. That I got confidence in myself in knowing that I'm not going to make the same mistakes over and over again of what caused me to fail. And it depends on how you look at failure. I don't, with the self-love and the loving yourself, and to loving who you are, and to loving how you come out of situations and you do things, you don't look at situations as failures all the time. You look at them as learning experiences. Because the thing about a failure is you can always change it. You can always come back to that same situation and win. All you have to do is just figure out what it was that you failed at. It's the same as, you teaching an athlete how to make a layup. Maybe you're going off the wrong foot. Okay, you're going up for a right-hand layup, you're going off the right foot. No, that's not it. You're going up for a right-hand layup, you go off the left foot. Okay, I did it this time and I still failed, coach. Okay, now maybe you extend the arm a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to extend my arm more. Now you're going off the right foot and you extend your arm more, and now you just turned that failure of that right-hand layup into a win, simply because the lack of knowledge, or the lack of preparation, or the lack of know-how to do it the proper way and to learning to do it the proper way taught you how to make it. So therefore your confidence goes up, and therefore you loving what you're doing. And guess what you're going to do? The love that you have for whatever it is you accomplished, you'll continue to try to practice, because it builds a love within yourself that you've made it your sense of accomplishment. You'll have that love within yourself for a sense of accomplishment. That's how you build self-love and self-confidence, is accomplishment. And it's self-accomplishment. It's not a team goal. It's all about how you feel, about how you can make yourself feel about yourself. I believe everyone should take the opportunity to see how they really evaluate how you really feel about yourself. You know, I mean, the thing about self-love is it's for self, by self. You don't have to ask nobody for it. You don't have to praise anyone for it. It's something that you can give yourself, and it's a reward that is unlike any other, because when you love yourself, it teaches you how to love others. And when you love others, man, life is great. You just don't see the negative as much as you see the positive when you have love in your heart and love for yourself. Again, today's conversation was about having that self-love and that self-confidence in yourself and loving me some me. You can, wherever you find your favorite podcast, you can listen to today's episode. Again, give me back your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say. I would love to, maybe even one day have a conversation with some of my listeners. Have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in to Coach Rodo's podcast, Winning Regardless.